Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today because guess what, you guys? It is the best day of the week. It is RWBY Day. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to be watching this show with you. You're watching with me, whatever, today. The last couple episodes I watched were pretty amazing, and I can't wait to talk about them some more. So I will say, if you're joining me early today, you already know what that means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much. And as always, I'm sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. Let's talk a little bit about the last two episodes I watched, guys, because they were really, really, really good, and some things have come to my attention that I want to talk about. So first we had the apathy and dealing with them, and they were horrifying. I do think they are the most terrifying Grimm that I've seen to date. Even more so than the Nucklevy. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably saying it terribly wrong. But the one that we saw when we were dealing with Ren and his past and everything. And that one was really crazy scary, guys, but the apathy are just like on a whole other level. And I really think it was a really well done horror arc, but it was also really well timed considering everything that we were going through, because you could come out of knowledge that intense with just a great sense of apathy. Like, what is the point? Salem's gonna wreck the world. It's just a matter of time. What is the point of anything? We can't stop her. You know, so I think it was kind of a good metaphor, perhaps, at a very timely time. And it also was a great way to learn a little bit about Maria and her past, and maybe how she can help RWBY moving forward. We got to see RWBY really actually focus and really use the silver eyes, as opposed to just like they happened. So I like that. And oh my goodness, getting to see the Maria flashback was everything. So it took me, some of you were telling me like I knew right away it was Maria, and good for you guys. It took me a second or two to figure out who it was. I knew like the dress looked familiar, but her dress also kind of reminds me a little bit of a character on another series, so I didn't know if maybe that was why, like just the coloring and the style and everything. So I wasn't sure if that was why or if we had seen her. And then as soon as like I saw the eyes, I'm like, oh my God, it's Maria's dress. And a lot of you pointed out that the cane that she carries now is actually just like a kind of weaponized form of the weapon. It's like it's her weapon, which I think is so cool. Oh yes, about the fight, people have pointed out that Talk is based on the crocodile from Peter Pan, which is really cool. I love Peter Pan. So and that the fight scene, they wanted to do the fight scene, but they didn't have enough time to do like a longer fight scene, so they worked it into the story that the way that Talk's semblance works is that she's almost kind of like invulnerable for like that window, but it's a very short window. So I think that's really cool. I think it's really saying something when you can take what could have been a limitation and use it to your advantage to come up with something new and creative. Like, that's just like a little, like, throwing roses at RWBY for a second, because they are just amazing. Okay, so, I missed a Bumblebee moment. Some people pointed out that there was a moment where they hold hands for a second to run out of the house, and I don't know if I missed it or if I was just like, my brain was going so much I didn't have time to comment on it, but I was like, yeah, I respect that whenever they can sneak that in. And there have been a few things that they've been putting in there. Like, some people pointed out that some of the scenes where RWBY I think it was maybe some of the scenes where Maria is talking to RWBY about like things she cares about or something like that. There was a couple things that people pointed out that like RWBY was thinking of Weiss. So like I love that they put stuff like that in there, because I know a lot of people have their preferences on ships and everything, and I love that they will put things in there to nod to us and keep that alive, without necessarily taking a hard stance on anything in the story. But I don't know, maybe they will take a hard stance later on. I have no idea, but we'll see. So yeah, now we've made it. We've made it very far. Thank God we're out of the scary place. We're away from the scary things, but we do have a little bit of a challenge ahead of us now. We got to meet Saffron and her family. Meeting one of John's sisters was really epic, considering we've heard a lot about the sisters. Like, they used to braid his hair. They taught him how to dance. We got to see the little family photo where he's like, "Help me." Baby John. So good. It was just nice to have like a little bit of levity after everything. Although for me, it is kind of bittersweet knowing that there's so much that John and Ren and Nora don't know, and eventually they're going to have to be filled in on all of that. So that being said, you know you guys are always awesome about not spoiling me, but a few of you have pointed out that I am utterly unprepared for the next 2 episodes, and the only things I can imagine are that they're going to get into it and they're going to have to tell them everything, and John is just going to fall apart. Like I've been saying for a while, when they find this out, it's going to really, I mean, it was awful for our RWBY team and the crew that we've been with, but someone pointed out to me a while back that once John realizes that what happened with Pyrrha, I mean, I don't like to think of it as being for nothing, but the reason for why she did it and kind of what she was kind of led to believe, that there was, she could use this power and it would help the world, and it would, there was some chance of saving everything, was not necessarily true. Oh, it's gonna be. And I've heard John start to lose it before, and I just have to say his VA is astonishing. And you could hear the cracks, you could hear the tears, you could hear everything. And like, I just know if he falls apart, like I'm tearing up about it now, if he falls apart, it's gonna be devastating. I really hope it's not gonna be that somebody dies. Because there's a couple things I can think of. There's only like 2 I could really think of that could die at this point. I don't think they're going to kill any of the main RWBY. I would be really surprised if they killed any, like, I know they killed Pyrrha, but John, Ren, or Nora. But we do have, like, characters like Maria, who we've become attached to now, but maybe aren't considered main enough. And then there's my man. And I gotta tell you, I can't get it out of my head that they've kind of been hinting at how he's, like, not all right, and he's not going to be okay. And I'm just telling you now. Better not happen. That's all I'm going to say. You've heard me. You've heard the whole spiel about I'm going to break the equipment, I'm going to throw a hissy fit. It's going to be, I don't need to repeat myself. I know you guys are good listeners. But no. Maybe Penny and Pyrrha are just going to come back and everyone's just going to be happy and we're all going to have an ice cream party. Maybe that's going to happen. Maybe it'll be tears of joy. Maybe that's what everyone's trying to get at. Oh, guys, I'm so scared. All right, so where we left off, oh my God, this intro is getting long. So we ran into a bit of trouble. Our missions hit a snag with the military base being so heavily fortified. So guys, let's jump right into the next 2 episodes of RWBY. Let's go. I gotta say, guys, this is shaping up to be like one of my favorite themes. It's the guitar. And all of it really. It's all really good. Casey does amazing as well, but there's something about that beginning riff. It gets my brain going. Really gets my brain going. I gotta tell you, the random like Adam sightings are. I jumped that last time. No, see, no, and no, I don't like that either. Oh, it's, you know what that is? Is that some of the jellyfish things trying to get her? I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I mean, I like the way it's done. Not complaining about the production quality, but don't like the implications. Oh my God, Salem. Oh, and then seeing her like, ow, it's such a stark contrast. Yeah, see, that tells me, him throwing Oscar against the wall, that tells me that like, it's gonna happen. They're gonna find out. I mean, they have to find out. They gotta catch him up at some point. But like, it's gonna be brutal, guys. It's gonna be brutal, and you just know. What is John's voice actor's name? I feel like people told me, and I know it's in the credits. He's just gonna act the heck out of it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be brutal.
Come on! You didn't even hear us out!
Our orders are clear. The Mistral Atlas border is closed. Please, have a good day.
But...
A good day!
Hey, if you want to believe that I'm friends with Ironwood...
General Ironwood!
Yeah, General...
He's like, yeah, whatever.
But look, we have Weiss Schnee with us, and we're trying to get her home safely.
That's there. They said they might try to use that.
Approach!
Okay. Oh. She's like, thanks. Oh, Weiss. Last thing I want is for her to go back there. Yes.
Very well. You may speak with our commanding officer. We will fetch her at once.
Oh my, there. What is?
They were kind of
super weird. Yeah.
What was this?
What's wrong?
Well, I may know this commanding officer.
That's good, isn't it? If she's your friend, then maybe she'd be more willing to help us.
I wouldn't exactly call us friends.
Acquaintances?
Not quite.
Colleagues?
Former.
Enemies?
That's the one.
Wait,
There we go.
Oh, yes, I come through here about once every 10 years to get my eyes checked up in Atlas. You bring outside cashews on one flight, and suddenly you're placed on the additional screening list for life.
Oh,
You're kidding me.
Now,
Maria.
let's not give up hope yet. Maybe she's dead.
Oh my God! What did we ever do to deserve Maria?
Introducing Special Operative Caroline Cordovan.
What? Oh, hello. Is that the? Uh-oh.
She-devil.
Uh-oh.
Contraband to smuggle this time. Oh, Qrow. You know, they say
Qrow.
time changes people, but I see you've still got that stick right out.
Cordovan? My name is Ruby Rose, and I was wondering if you would hear us out about...
Smooth it
I've already
over.
heard what your other little friends had to say. Miss Rose.
Little friends?
What are you doing back here? I thought I told you to leave!
And I told you we wouldn't rest until you let us through!
Nice to see you again as well.
Oh my God.
Are clearly incapable of comprehending the importance of our mission here in Argus. So allow me to say this slowly with smaller words. This base, that relay tower, the very safety of Argus are all gifts from the glorious kingdom of Atlas.
Oh
And
boy.
it is my duty to uphold them, as only I have the wit and tenacity for such a task.
Such wit! Such tenacity!
Oh, they're not
The
helping.
Atlas just wanted to get you as far from the kingdom as possible.
You're just like the rest of these Argus ingrates. This city wouldn't even be here if it weren't for our Elysian ancestors. And what
Oh,
do we get in
boy.
return?
Okay.
The entire world is
It's like
ready
that.
to put a knife to our throats.
Please, we know your kingdom had nothing to do with the fall of Beacon. We were there.
No one's happy about the Atlas borders or embargo, but I know General Ironwood is just worried. It's why we need to talk
The
to...
general is no coward. Atlas
It's
is
not what she
strong.
said.
If all the kingdoms plan to make us their enemy, then so be it.
Oh,
Atlas
boy.
will prevail.
Atlas will prevail!
Do you guys
Oh,
seriously have to do that?
it's their job.
She has truly come to her senses and wishes to return to her family. Then, of course, the Atlas military will escort her home.
But
The
not anyone
kingdom
else.
will not be responsible for her friends of questionable character.
What's
Wow.
supposed to mean?
It means we're done here.
Which is kind of the vibe we were getting at the party, right? About the way
Well,
people in Atlas are.
like a big dumb boot.
Way to show her, Nora.
She tried. Or tried.
I don't...
Weiss, I told you we wouldn't leave your side for a second. We'll find a way to Atlas. Together.
Yeah, they're not gonna throw her to the wolves. Oh,
So, where are we going now?
what's
Yeah,
the
what's
plan,
the
honey?
plan?
The plan? The plan just got shut on our face 3 times over. I'm going for a drink.
Oh, now is that such a good idea, hun?
Uncle Qrow, I really think we
Please
should try and
don't.
come up with something together.
What's his
Qrow.
problem? It's not your fault we can't go on.
If he's gonna be a jerk, then we'll just come up with something without him. I mean,
They're gonna
we've
have to
got
find
Osmond
out.
with us. He usually knows.
No! No!
What is it?
Preserve their innocence! They have to know.
Done.
Oh, God.
Everything we did was for nothing!
That's not true.
Really? Because it sure does sound like it.
If Salem can't be killed, then how are we supposed to win this?
Well,
Wow. Great plan, everyone.
John.
Look, none of this is great, we know. But we're not the bad guys here.
Are we sure about that?
What?
He's in your head, isn't he?
No,
Did you
now
already know about this?
don't.
He didn't know any of it.
No, he's so. There we go.
John!
How do
There's
we
the
even know
scene.
it's really him? What if we've been talking to that liar this whole time?
No! John, stop. Holy crap. It's Oscar. And John kind of realizes, I think, what he just did. Because I kind of saw it on his face a little bit. Oh my god. We do not need to be fighting
Gonna be okay?
amongst ourselves.
I don't know.
I think it would be best if we had some time to ourselves.
Okay. It's not, but it's not the girl's fault.
Maybe we could all use some space.
Oh. Little time to think and breathe. I don't know, guys. I know it's a lot to take in, but I feel like sticking together is the best thing for us right now.
Come on, please.
That's a cute
Where
picture,
are you?
Qrow. Ruby baby.
No, I came out here to avoid the yelling.
Sorry. The others went to get food for tonight.
Why not go with them?
I don't know.
Ruby.
I don't know anything.
And it's
What
starting
do I
to
tell
hit
John and
her.
his team when we don't even have a plan? The Crow's out drinking. Osmond hasn't come back, and even if he did, I don't know if I could trust him.
I feel like all the
There's
adults have
always
just
Jin, but
bailed.
we only have one more question we can ask her. I feel like I'm letting everyone down.
Honey!
You know, you don't give yourself enough credit.
No way.
Thanks.
That wasn't a compliment.
What?
If I have to explain it to you, it'll just defeat the purpose. But if you're tired of not knowing anything, how about we discuss those eyes of yours?
Do the eyes have to
yes,
do
ma'am.
with knowing
I would
things?
be honored.
Sit back down for Pete's sake.
Chill, hang out. There you
Let's
go.
start
Look at
with
those
what you do
butterflies.
know. Tell me.
Silver-eyed people are supposed to be legendary warriors
Yes.
or something.
Mm-hmm. And her mom had them, right?
At the Fall of Beacon, I turned a giant wyvern into stone.
Oh boy.
Look, if I already knew everything, I wouldn't be asking for help.
Yelling. It's
I
not your
wasn't
fault.
really yelling.
I had my father to teach me. And even he didn't have all the answers. But what he told me makes sense, given what I've seen.
Okay.
Was he a huntsman too?
It wasn't really an official title back in his day. I only knew him as an old soldier and an excellent teacher. I never attended one of those fancy academies of yours, but I scored higher on the license exam than any other huntsman or huntress that day.
Nice.
You must have been proud.
He would have scolded me for showing off. He'd never been able to find much information about our abilities. Just legends of warriors whose eyes shone like mirrors, reflecting the light of the world onto darkness.
Aww.
He found so little, in fact, that it made him cautious.
Oh.
How could such powerful bloodlines be so rare?
Yeah.
Unless something was actively seeking to destroy them.
There it is.
I tried to keep my powers a secret, but as you know, it wasn't enough. I owe my life to my training and my semblance. At the end of the day, those are still your most powerful tools.
What is your semblance?
Reflexes. A silly name
Oh.
I came up with. Hard to explain, but I can sense everything better than most and react to attacks almost before they happen.
That's what
Why
happened during her
not?
fight.
With my training and secret ability to turn Grim to stone, or blind them, or vaporize them.
Lots of different ways.
That's how you become the Grim Reaper.
So,
Oh.
how do I laser beam monsters with my eyeballs?
Let's.
Oh. Stop thinking like that.
Okay.
I
That
want you
would have
to
been my
think of all the
question as well.
times You've triggered your powers. What did those moments have in common?
I
Something.
was scared and stressed. Is it
Yeah, pushed to her
emotional?
limit.
Like unlocking a semblance?
It's emotional, but more focused than that.
I love
Think,
song.
what is it you wanted?
To save somebody she cared about. She showed
I
up
wanted
to save
protect
Pyrrha.
my friends.
Yeah.
Precisely. It is
That's
the
what it's
desire
about.
to preserve life which fuels the light inside you. And make no mistake, it is light. Preservation
Pure
is an
light.
extension of creation, or at the very least, an enemy of destruction.
Okay.
Creatures of Grim were made by the god of darkness, but your light comes from his brother.
How do you know that?
I always knew how to use the light, but never why it only worked on the Grim. Then
Because-
Jane showed us her vision.
Ah.
Attention?
Was the okay.
The god of light. His eyes. Okay, where do we start?
So
Well, not here. The light will only work in the presence of Grim, meaning the only practice you'll get will be a trial by fire.
oh,
What you can do is focus on creating a state of mind that you can tap into when you need it.
there you go.
Don't think about your light as
That's a
means
great
of
shot.
destroying evil, but as a way to protect the people of Remnant.
But that can't be right. You said the light only reacts to Grimm, but I used it during our battle at Haven. It reacted to Cinder.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh no.
Something that you just weren't seeing.
Ruby!
Is Cinder like she has a Grim arm now, doesn't she?
What's going on?
But
It's
she didn't
Oscar.
then.
He's missing.
No. John looking like, oh shoot, this is my fault. Please don't be the end of the episode. Oh my god. All right, I love that. So that was, yes, that makes a lot of sense that the eyes are from the God of Light. And that's why they work on Grimm. But then I was thinking that too, like, well, maybe it just works on just anyone with like evil intent, you know? But if it only works on Grimm, then why did it work on Cinder? Because Cinder has that like the Grim arm, right? We saw that, but I thought she got that. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I thought she got the Grim arm after the fight with RWBY. I thought like she got injured and Salem replaced the arm, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe she always had the Grim arm, because that would make sense if you had like a part of a Grim. Oh wait, no. Oh, Crunchyroll's like, hey, guess what's up next, my girl? It's the next episode of RWBY. And I want to watch it. I really do. But first, I just want to talk about that a little bit. Yeah, I knew that when John found out, I'm a little surprised that they just found out and then like cut right to, we didn't see them like learning about it. But I think what's really so impactful about them learning about it is their reaction to it, and we already saw, like, we weren't going to have a whole other episode of like telling that over and over again. So cutting right to afterwards makes sense, just kind of story-wise. But I knew John was going to have a terrible reaction to that. And then we got the scene from the theme where he pushes Oscar up against the wall. Very dangerous thinking, I think, to start kind of singling Oscar out and being like, maybe he's not even telling the truth. Maybe it's really Ozpin. Maybe it's that's a dangerous road to go down. Because I get that way of thinking. I get that you're upset. I get that there's a lot we don't know. But like, I don't think any good is going to come of ostracizing the new vessel for the new vessel for Oz. Like, I just feel like that's not going to be a good thing at all for anyone. And also just Oscar, like, he's just a kid. He didn't ask for any of this. He wasn't trained. He's just like seemingly randomly chosen. I mean, not at random, because I think they did go over the fact that like it can't just be anyone, because what if like that ended up in like a serial killer, it has to be somebody who has like a similar I guess intent or vibe or whatever you want to call it. But he's just a kid, and he's as confused as anyone else. Probably much more so. To make him take responsibility for that is really unfair. Although I do get where John is coming from, absolutely. And I get where there would be like just an initial, you could tell like in his face, and this is where I love like the animation has come so far, because you can see in his expressions that he kind of like feels like, shoot, that wasn't good. That wasn't okay. I should not have done that. But getting to see Maria and RWBY a little bit, and I like that we had I don't like it, but it makes sense that like RWBY has been the strong one forever. Like, she's just always one who's like never losing hope. Here we go, we're gonna make this happen, we're gonna get this done. And just I think it makes sense to have her finally be like, oh my god, like what is happening? I don't know if I can do this. And I feel really bad for her, because the adults in this situation, I feel like have really dropped the ball, even though like it's understandable. Like I feel bad for Ozpin in a way. But to just kind of like run and leave them is also kind of like, oh my God, really? You're just gonna like bail after all that? I get where he's coming from, but I also feel awful for our crew. And then Qrow, same thing. Like this was his purpose, you know, imagine the horrible life he must have had with his semblance and his, just what we know so far of his origin story. And we don't even know the details, you know. Having your purpose in life just be shattered. I get how that's devastating, but I also just feel awful for, like, he does have people who need him and who care about him, and I just feel like all the adults in this situation have just, whoops, there goes my ear. All the adults in this situation, except for maybe, like, Maria, have just, like, bailed, and are just, like, not, it's really hard. And here's Ruby, the youngest. Like, she's not even the same age as, yeah, it's not a huge age difference, but she is the baby, and she has got all of this on her shoulders. So it's nice having Maria to kind of be there for her and clue her in a little bit. Makes total sense about the way that the light is the fuel for the eyes. So I'm guessing that is a little bit of that leftover magic. So that's kind of like what the semblances are, is like leftover magic from a time when everyone had magic. Is the silver eyes like a little piece of that as well? Something left over from the God of Light? Possibly. Probably. Definitely. I'm so glad that she has Maria. I'm really worried now, because I said at the beginning of the episode, like, oh man, I could see them doing something to Maria. And I really I love that for Ruby. I want that around for her. I don't want her to lose that. But yeah, our crew is like, we've hit some lows on this series, but I feel like this is an all-time low. Just everyone's just done and spent, and like, what are we even doing here? So yeah, guys, sad stuff. Oh, I also love everyone being there for Weiss. Yeah, they had a chance to like maybe try and use Weiss as their person on the inside, but no way were they going to send her back to her crummy family and have her go through that and just put her right back into that. Nah, no way. We'll find a different way. I agree with Ruby. So, all right, guys. Things are rough. I believe they can get better. That being said, I'm scared. I'm very scared for the next episode. But there's only one way to find out what's going to happen, and that's to jump on in. Let's go. Here's the car. Yeah. I love how they're playing Red Like Roses during that whole scene. It was great. So it's amazing to me how there's a lot of hints in this theme and like what's going on in the whole season. Like, this is more or less kind of wholesome, and then we get the atom popping up, and then there's some stuff in here that's like, oh my god, they like straight up gave it away. The eyes. Excuse me. Qrow with the drinking. This I don't like at all. Like her trying to fight off Salem's jellyfish vine things. The hat, Cinder. I'm sure we'll see Adam again sometime soon. Joy. Salem freaking out when she learned about Oz. This whole thing. Oh my god. Like straight up put the... And then all of his past peoples. And this part, like, that was like a direct... Took that right from the scene. I'm still not sure what that is right there. It's too dark for me to tell. Oh god, guys. I'm so scared. Alright. Well, our crew can do this. I believe in them. I believe in you guys. Please. Let's get back together. Let's not split up.
I hate being kept in the dark like this.
Yeah,
oh, like they're literally in the
was a
dark.
pain, but at least she kept us filled in.
Can I ask you something?
You're gonna.
He's like, whatever.
Why did you come with us? The night Cinder and I found you.
Why are you asking?
Just answer the question.
What?
Just made sense.
It made sense.
No,
My
there's
life,
more to
my
it.
father trained me to be a killer, an assassin like him. And then moments after I killed him, you two showed up looking for someone with my exact skills.
Oh boy.
Just felt like it was meant to be.
That's
it?
Hey, what's your problem?
I mean, there has to be something you want from this, right?
He's just kind of along for the
Seal's
ride.
Promised us everything. We win this thing for her, we'll be top dogs in her new world. What more do you want?
Oh, that's what he's after. I think she...
Cinder was the only family I ever had.
Yeah.
She cared about me, taught me things.
She's got a little bit more personal
But without her
stake in
here,
this.
I don't know if what we're doing...
Wake up already. Cinder doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about either of us.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I
You're in
feel kind
denial.
of bad for Emerald.
And if you're gonna start having a crisis of identity or some crap, get me out of it.
Oh man, don't. Oh man. If
I'm sorry you
Emerald.
didn't have a mommy that loved you, but I had a father who hated me. He never went easy on me. Every day of training was a beating. And when I unlocked my semblance, he stole it with his. This is
What?
This makes you weak. He told
He
me I could
stole
have
a
it back when I
semblance?
was strong. So I got strong.
Oh.
I never got it back.
Oh, 'cause he killed him
Harder than
first.
anyone to get where I am.
So he has no
I may not
semblance?
like it here without Cinder, but I think I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Oh. Of course he shows up.
Oh, yes, the world is mean, and I'm a big bad man now, just like the others.
You know
How long
what?
have you been standing there?
Probably
All
the
you
whole
ever
time.
learned was pain and violence, and now you're too afraid to leave it. Such a tragedy.
You don't know me.
Oh yeah, no, I think he's a little bit more advanced.
Hey!
I want to tell you both a little secret. Your question is all wrong.
What?
What?
What do you want from this? Children, please. If you're not loving what you're doing, then you're in the wrong field.
Oh my god.
So what? Are you saying we should just leave?
Oh, no.
No,
You can't do
I don't think they can.
What did you come here for?
To say farewell.
Huh?
There's been a change in plans.
What?
Her Grace must act swiftly if we are to prevail. If General Ironwood comes to his senses and calls upon aid from Vacuo, all may be lost for us. And so the good doctor and I are being sent to Atlas to prepare.
Prepare?
Tyrion,
Guess
time.
we'll never know now. Well, we will, but
Do what makes you happy, children. Please. I'm begging you.
it's not what he says, it's the way he says it.
Oscar!
Oscar.
He could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
It's all my fault. Overreacted.
I still don't really understand what happened. Was it about the mission?
It's
Talk about. Yeah, let's not do that to her.
Secret.
Let's not do that to her.
Do something wrong?
No.
No.
He didn't. We just got some new information, and it's going to be a lot harder than we thought.
I mean, if it was easy, then it wouldn't be important, right?
I think we're all just a bit unsure of what to do next.
Yeah, that's an
Stay
understatement.
in Mistral, get your licenses at Haven, and come back to Argus. There's a lot of good you can do here.
It seems
know
like a
your
nice
mission is important,
place.
but it's not like you're the only ones who can do it. It's not the only mission that needs doing.
Well,
that symbol?
It's everything she's saying is true. It's just
I should go pick up Adrian from daycare.
Okay.
I'll let Tara know what's happened, and we'll meet you later.
Okay.
Good luck.
Bye. Oh, I'm so glad they didn't
Hey, there's
tell
a
her.
cafe over there. Why don't we get something to warm up?
I'm okay.
Get.
You two go on ahead.
Oh, let's get some cocoa, guys.
You don't want anything?
John, have
We'll
some
be right
cocoa.
back.
Have a warm beverage. Poor John. This is heartbreaking for him. No, Leaf! Oh my god. I like to think whenever we see a Leaf on the show, it's Pyrrha showing us that she's watching over us. No. It's oh my god. The song too.
Some people fall in love for life.
The lyrics. The many students who fought valiantly at the fall of Beacon. But she sacrificed so much. People don't know the truth about what she was willing to do.
It's really beautiful, isn't it?
Don't tell me this is somebody related to her.
Yeah.
Forever Fall? Is that what they
Why
just
here?
said?
She trained here. Sanctum Academy. Everyone
Oh.
was crushed when she chose Beacon over Haven. No one wanted to see her go, but it was where she wanted to be.
Is this
I'm
some...
just glad she was surrounded by such amazing people.
I think this is someone related to her.
She should be standing here.
She is.
Oh, no.
She understood that she had a responsibility to try. I don't think she would regret her choice, because a huntress would understand that there really wasn't a choice to make. And a huntress is what she always wanted to be.
I can't believe how on the nose that all was.
Pyrrha never got the chance to graduate, but she was a huntress.
Yeah, absolutely she was.
Thank you.
John?
What was that, guys? What was that?
John, why did you...
I'm sorry. I've been a terrible leader. And a terrible
That's not
friend,
true.
and I...
John,
It's not true.
this has to stop.
We heard what you said to Cinder at Haven. You're not being fair to yourself. We love you, just like we loved Pyrrha. We're teammates. Family.
We don't want to lose you two.
Listen to them.
I think she knew she wasn't going to win.
But she
Not on
fought
her
anyway.
But
But she
she
fought.
also knew she was the only one that could try.
So she did.
Maybe
We have to
should
keep.
too.
Yes, we have to keep trying.
Pyrrha may not be by our side anymore, but we can fight like she is.
And in a way, she will be.
She is. Who was that person?
We should check back in at the house. Come on.
She's oh, she's watching over us. I like to believe that. I like to believe that she's watching over them. Who was that person? Was that like a relative, or was it?
I've never seen him this bad.
Oh no.
Come on, let's get him up.
Why am I on the stairs?
Probably because no one's home, Uncle Qrow. We've been out looking for Oscar.
Oscar?
He doesn't even know.
I'm sure this looks great to the neighbors.
Will?
No. You?
Don't worry. We aren't going to Atlas without him.
We
gotta stick together, guys.
Sorry we won't be staying.
No, you're not.
How about we get out of the cold?
Oh, I was wondering when you'd get back.
Oscar! You got some new clothes, baby! Incoming! He looks so nice!
sick. Are you okay?
What are you wearing?
Nora's like,
Oh, yeah, I thought maybe you guys would appreciate a hot meal after spending all day looking for me, apparently.
It's my fault we were all out there in the first place. Oscar, I am so sorry for earlier. I was way out of line, and what I said...
No, it's okay. These past few days, I've been scared of the same things you were. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be me. But I did some thinking. And I do know that I want to do everything I can to help with whatever time I have left.
Good.
oh,
This
eventually
team
he'll...
isn't the same without you, Oscar.
Oh,
Casserole!
uh-oh!
Chef.
Uh-oh! The casserole is... Ooh.
Combat gear looks good.
Crispy. Aww. Qrow?
Where are you going now?
I don't want to get in the way of your celebration.
You've been gone all day. Just sit with us.
Yeah, please. Please be with us.
Look, RWBY, I'm glad you kids worked out, whatever all that was. But the fact is, we're not a single step closer to Atlas.
Actually, I think I have an idea.
Well, about that...
But it's sort of a no going back kind of idea.
What do you mean?
Well, let's hear it.
With Qrow on watch, only Atlas airships have the clearance to leave for Solitas.
Okay.
So, we steal an Atlas airship.
We steal an Atlas airship. He's like,
Breaking the law. That's definitely worse.
How would we even get onto the airfield?
That part I haven't quite figured out yet.
well, it's
Okay, stop. Just
work in progress.
stop. Look, if this thing goes south, it's not something we can just fight our way out of. This is the Atlas military we're talking about.
He's got a
For your
point.
sake, just drop this.
It's not that simple, honey. We can't just... We have to keep trying. We have to. We can't give up.
I want to hear him out.
Okay, then.
I want to hear him out.
You heard
You're
her!
trying to protect us, that you're afraid we can't do it, but right now, I don't really care what you think. Just because you don't have an idea doesn't mean we're out of options.
Right.
Oz hasn't been here to tell us what to do, but we still managed to get this far anyway.
Right.
We've been in bad situations before.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need an adult to come save us or tell us what to do.
Nope.
We just did it our way.
She's the leader.
I say we do it our way.
Heck yeah. Heck yes! Oh my god. Look at how much they've done with like...
You can keep up with us kids. We'd be happy to have you.
Woo!
Looks like you didn't give her enough credit either.
That's RWBY for you, though. Leading and just inspiring. Please, honey, please get on board. Please get on board. Oh, don't be the end of the episode. Don't you dare be the end of the episode. Don't you dare be. Oh my God, that was so good. Guys, I don't know what was going on with the person who came to bring the flowers to the statue, but if that was like her mom or something, and they just like never come out and say it, but they both helped each other. Oh my God, the song. I wish we weren't looking at Tyrion's tail during this. I gotta say, that was... Okay, now it's gonna try to play the next one. It's like, come on. You know you want to binge watch the rest of the season? Come on. Guys, that was such a beautiful, beautiful episode. I loved it. And I don't know who the person at the statue was supposed to be. But if it was somebody close to her, the voice almost actually kind of sounded like the same voice actress. I could just be reading too much into that. But if it was supposed to be somebody close to her, and it was just complete coincidence that two of the people closest to Pyrrha happened to get comfort and closure from each other randomly without any, you know, without any knowledge of like who the other was, or I think that's just utterly beautiful. And I think what the person said to Jon was so on the nose, that a Huntress knew that there was no choice. We're looking at this like all hope is gone, and what is the point? And maybe that's the opposite of what it is. It's that what isn't the point? It has nothing to do with whether or not we can put Salem in the ground. It has to do with doing what we can to fight to protect the things that we care about. And it's interesting that that would be the kind of the trigger for RWBY's Silver Eyes as well, is protecting the things that you care about. And I think that it's no coincidence that there's a running theme here, because you know, I know that if Pyrrha were here, she would be the first to say that, like, it doesn't matter if you can win. Winning is not the point. And I absolutely love that scene so much. I don't know who that person was. If I had to draw a conclusion in my head, I would say it's probably like somebody related to her, because they had the red hair, and I think they had green eyes, and the voice sounded so familiar. And they sounded like they knew her very well. You know what I mean? It didn't sound like somebody like, hey, no, this is some person I heard of and admired, you know? It sounded like somebody very close to her. And like I said, I just love the idea that two of the closest people to her could draw comfort from one another in a random meeting. That scene was so good. I don't know if anyone could change Jon's mind at this point but her. And I feel like, in a way, Pyrrha was speaking through that person. Because I know that's all true. I know that she felt so strongly about just doing what she could and doing what was right. I really think maybe we have been looking at this all wrong. As much as is absolutely normal and natural as it is to look at it, that like, well, there's no plan. What can we do? We can't do anything against her. We can't defeat her. Maybe it's not about just defeating her. Maybe it's just the simple act of just trying. You know, if you can save one person, if you can save anyone from, or even, I mean, delay it as much as you can. Maybe that's what it's about, you know? It's certainly not as rosy of a picture as like we're going to save the day and the world's going to be totally safe from Salem one day. But you know, we're looking at a bunch of very determined kids, and I don't think they're going to let the fact that she's so powerful stop them from trying. Let's talk about Qrow. I just feel awful for him. And I see now how, like, Ruby's concern has kind of turned to, like, being fed up. And, you know, I think that probably Qrow's whole life has made him have this, like, air of cynicism and pessimism that, you know, it's totally understandable that he has. So you throw something like this into the mix, and, like, of course he's not going to come back from that right away. But I think he's starting to recognize that, like, look, if you don't want to help, that's fine, because these kids have been through a whole lot with no adults to guide them, and they have found a way. But that being said, hope that he gets on board, you know. Really, at the end of the day, Qrow's the adult here, but Ruby's the leader. I feel like Ruby is absolutely the leader of all of them. And she really demonstrated it with that. And I just hope that he can see that, you know, I think one thing that we're really seeing a lot, particularly in this episode, is that looking at the big picture, like, what does it matter? We're never going to save the world from Salem. Salem's always going to win in the end. What does anything matter? It's not like we're immortal here, you know? But we all have things that we care about. We have families. We have friends. We have friends that are like families. We have things we want to protect. And it doesn't matter if you're, you know, someday the world is going to cease to be. What matters is, like, what you're doing right now. And the people who can still be saved. And I really hope that he recognizes that, like, he has a family. He has Ruby and Yang, and he has really their whole little crew now that they have a bond. And that is worth fighting for. That's worth protecting. And somebody brought up a good point that just because Salem can't be defeated doesn't mean that it's impossible to, like, seal her away. You know, there are lots of legends about big, powerful, big bads that have been, you know, kind of removed from their power, at least. You know, if not killed, if not put in the ground, if not obliterated, you know, sealed away somehow. That's not out of the question. We really don't need her dead. We just need her incapacitated is what we really need. I mean, obviously, of course, there's always a chance she can come back if that's the case, but really we just don't want her to, like, obliterate everything. So guys, that was great. Oh my god, having Pyrrha show back up, even just in statue form at this time, was exactly what we needed. And I know if she were there, I know she wouldn't want them to stop. I know she wouldn't want them to give up and just feel like, what is the point of anything anymore? I know she wouldn't want them to split up either. I remember when, way back when, we had that little arc about, no pun intended, about John kind of being manipulated by the bully guy. And he was spending so much time away from his team. And that hurt Pyrrha, you know? She didn't want that. She wouldn't want them all to go their separate ways because there was just no point to anything anymore. So I think it's very fitting that she would show up. And like I said, if that person was someone close to her who manage to get comfort. I think I love that. I absolutely love that. I loved these episodes, you guys. Only this show could have me like laughing and crying all in the same, like, you know what, 30, 35 minute span. All right, guys. With this, we now have 2 more weeks left in this volume. I'll be doing 10 and 11 next week, and then 12 and 13, and we're done with volume 6. That's insane. And then the soundtrack, of course. So, you guys, I got so much out of that. It even further deepens my love and appreciation for RWBY and the character and the show, but I was speaking specifically, I think, there of the character. And also Oscar. I love that Oscar went out and got new combat gear, implying that he wants to fight alongside them. I love Nora's reaction to it being like, I love that RWBY was like, hey, looks good. I love their sweet, innocent little, maybe it's just friendship, you know, maybe it's more, whatever it is, I love it. And he mentioned, too, that for however long I'm around, so I believe somebody had clued me into the fact that, like, eventually, and this wasn't, I mean, we already kind of knew this based on what we saw of Osmond before, but eventually he's going to be just kind of like a combination of all of Oz's past lives. So he'll be like incorporated into one kind of bigger being that is Oz. But he won't really be Oscar, which is kind of sad, but in a way, like, he won't be totally gone, but it does kind of make me sad that, like, Oscar, as we know him, as the little farm boy, is not gonna be there entirely. But I love that he has just decided that in the time he has left, he's just gonna do everything he can to help. And, you know, I think that that's what our crew is seeing, is that, you know what? We're going to make the most of whatever we have here. And we're going to, you know, I don't think they're actually going to, like, go out fighting. I would hope that this isn't going to end with, like, okay, Salem just destroys everything, and they tried. But I feel like that's going to be the sentiment of the whole crew, is, like, however much time we have, whatever's going to happen, we're going to do our best. And I'm proud of them. So, all right, guys, on that note, I need a snack. Those were such great episodes, you guys. I really enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. Cannot wait to see what the rest of this volume has in store for me. So, as always, thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time, and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.